Welcome to Modern Motoring. It is one of my favorite weeks of the year. It is MX-5 Miata week, and it is 23 degrees, clear skies, last week of spring, and this is the 35th anniversary version of the MX-5. Some cool little touches here, but let's get to some very important stuff first, which is changing gears, and very quickly, and with one hand, opening up that soft top. So yeah, there's nothing like a convertible with this weather, and there's nothing quite like a Miata. So let's jump into some baseline numbers. Not a lot has changed since last year to this year. So we're still running off a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and it's got 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed manual, which is what I have, or a 6-speed automatic, because not everybody wants to or can drive manual, and that is completely okay. Interesting number here that has nothing to do with this car, but my 2020 review of the MX-5 is the most watched video on the channel with almost 500,000 views. And well, I can't explain it because I didn't treat that video any differently than I did this one or any other one. And this is my 14th year in a row with the Mazda Miata MX-5. So I'm waiting for some cyclists to cross the road before I go through the intersection because, well, safety first, right? Anyway, so yeah, the Miata's got a little special place in my heart, and 2 of the last 3 cars that I've owned have been, just giving a little friendly Canadian thank you, or hello, or whatever. I owned a Gen 1 Mazda 3 in 2005. I owned a Gen 2 Mazda 3 in 2010, and then I picked up what I have now, the 2004 Honda Accord. But anyway, looping it back to this is the 35th anniversary, and it's got an exclusive beige/tan soft top. Only comes in soft top. The interior is tan. The dash panel is tan. The dash panel is tan. I don't know who Dan is. There's a tan carpet in the seats, and it's this beautiful, unique to the 35th anniversary version, Artisan Red Metallic, and it is something else. And I always thought Mazda's Soul Red Metallic would be it for me for favorite colors, but this one is just spectacular. And there's cool little touches as well. There's a small, tiny little 35th anniversary serial number, just in front of the rear wheel. There's only 230 coming to Canada. I'm not sure of the exact global production number, but I'm really happy that we have one here. And if I were to get one, it would be this one because of the color combination, and it still drives the same as the other Miatas from this generation. Again, same power plant, and there are 4 trims of the soft top, 2 of the hard top, but based off complete cosmetics, this is the one for me. There's 130 liters here in the soft top for trunk space. There is 127 liters in the RF, which is the retractable fastback. Well, you lose a tiny smidge of space, and you know what? That's okay for all the positives. Bad day for talking. That's okay for all the positives that you get here. It's a touch under 2,400 pounds, which means the power to weight ratio is absolutely spectacular. Let's jump back to one more set of real world numbers. Fuel consumption averages at 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers for the manual, 8 liters even for the automatic. All run off a 45-liter fuel tank. So you get about 550 kilometers to a full tank here. And that is great for just toting around town, going on nice long day trips or even road trips. And you know, it's a great little car. And I'm not sure if anybody has seen this, hopefully you have, but Steph and I did a road trip 2 years ago in this with most of our stuff and camera gear and tripods. And if we can make it work, anybody can make it work. And a little more on the practical side, you get a ton of standard safety features here, and that's just kind of the way the automotive industry is going, and I'm happy that Mazda's dropped it in here instead of making people go all the way to the top trim or top trims to get it. It drives extremely well, considering it is so small, so low to the ground, and yes, you're feeling all the bumps, and I know you're seeing the camera shake a touch, even with my stabilization on, for every bump and every imperfection I go over, and it doesn't matter because that's what this car is made for. And if you are looking at this, just make sure your expectations are realistic. Sure, it could be a year-round daily driver. I've seen people that have done it. I know people that have done it. But if you just want it as a clear weather driving car or a summer car, that can also do it without any fail at all. This truly is a driver's car, and there's just small little touches that help enhance the driving experience. There are large dials for your climate control systems, which means you're not screwing around by poking at a screen. 2 out of the 3 dials are completely analog, with the tachometer dead center, your speedometer's off to the right. You get a digital screen on your left for your temperature gauge and your gas gauge and a variety of other things. It could be your trip A, trip B, and a few other things. The shifting is, I have no bad things to say about it. And usually I find one critique with the way vehicles shift, whether it's a CVT, an automatic, or a manual, or whatever it is. But again, just considering what the car is, what it's made for, who it's for, how it's designed and engineered, these shifts are short, they're crisp, you feel every single motion of it. There is, to me, the perfect bite point on the clutch pedal. I'm 47, and I think I got about maybe 15-ish years left in me where I can comfortably get into this, because it is low to the ground. And if you are someone who maybe has slight mobility issues, you got a bad back, you got bad knees, or whatever it is, getting in and out of this can be a bit of an obstacle, again, depending on what your body does and how your body does it. Mazda has tried to go on the practical side for the cup holders. Nothing new here. They are removable, so you can either have 2 behind the driver's right elbow, or you can take one of them out and put it on the side of your left passenger's knee. Me, I would only put drinks that have a secure cap on it. I wouldn't take a cup of coffee from somewhere with a plastic lid. I know I'm reaching with this, but there's no perfect car. But this MX-5 comes pretty close, but again, it's not without its slight hiccups. This is a weird one. So in the center dial, there's a tiny little, maybe the size of my thumbnail screen, that tells me the gear position I'm in and the gear position that the MX-5 wants me to go to. I'm doing 40 kilometers an hour. I'm in 3rd gear, and the little screen says I should be in 5th gear now. And I think that is completely wrong. And I realize it's a computer system and it's been programmed for that. I'm at 2,100 RPMs. So there is no reason I should be in 5th. So it's a bit of a peculiarism. You don't have to follow it, right? If you've been taught or trained a certain way on when to shift, whether that's based off sound, based off feel, you shift any way that you like. But it's just always been a peculiar thing in the MX-5's current ND generation. One thing I forgot to mention about the 35th anniversary edition, there is a 35th anniversary logo embossed into the headrest. So I apologize for missing out on that. That leads me into the seats as well. Seats are extremely comfortable. I would like to have seen at least maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches of an available height adjuster. Right now, all you can do is adjust the height of the front of the seat bottom, so basically where your thighs are. But other than that, it's the seat back that goes forwards, backwards, and the seat bottom itself, which just goes forwards, backwards as well, which is on the rail system. So minor nitpicks here. Let's jump into pricing competition, and I will speculate on the future of the MX-5. So this is only available in the soft top, and the MSRP in Canadian dollars is $44,050. It sits at the top of the lineup. And if you go down 1, that brings you to the GT, and that is $42,550 Canadian MSRP, a difference of only $1,500. If you love this color combination, get it sooner than later. Again, there's only 230 in Canada for this special 35th anniversary. Competitors, there's not really any, but if I have to say a couple, it's going to be the GR86 and the BRZ. Similar, not the same at all, but if those of you who are looking for something to compare this to in the 2-door segment with a lot of power, keeping in mind power to weight here, then those 2 are the key ones that I would look at. Now, on the side of the future of the MX-5, this is the 10th year of the ND generation, and the automotive world is in such a flux right now. EVs were the future, and there were all of these mandates across the world saying, well, we want to have 50% by 2030 and 90% by this date. And the EV, I guess, revolution was poised and it was set, and a lot of countries bought into it. But things are changing now. Some manufacturers are bringing back larger internal combustion engines that they, I don't want to say got rid of, but they discontinued for a period. So who knows what's going to happen. Now, EVs are still plugging along, and there's new ones, all the time from various manufacturers. I'll use the Ioniq 9 as the most recent one. That was the last launch I was on a few weeks ago. But I don't think there'll be a hybrid Mazda MX-5. I don't think there'll be a plug-in hybrid MX-5. I don't think there'll be an electric MX-5. I think the MX-5 will go down, whenever it does, as gasoline only. And I think it will consistently remain as a manual option. With so much history and heritage of the manual transmission with Mazda, specifically here in the MX-5, I can't see them taking it away. That's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Mazda MX-5 35th Anniversary Edition. Before I get into my spiel, I will show you just how easy it is to close the soft top with one hand. Reach behind you, fairly big handle, and you just reach behind you again. Windows come down a bit, and you pull it down so it latches, and then one hand, one hard click, and that's it. But let's undo that and do the outro with the top down, because, well, that's what you do. I'll do the whole thing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to chime in with any questions. I'm always happy to get you answers as soon as possible, and always happy to engage in respectful conversation online. I invite you to join our social media platforms. We are on all of the major ones. Without you, there is no modern motoring, so I thank you, I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.